My presentation is about some new products that we are going to announce and our plans for the near future. So a little introduction about myself. I'm Wessel Klees Nakenborg. I'm the founder and director of NovaCustom, which is a company I established in 2015, and it's called NovaCustom since 2018. We are based in the Netherlands, and we provide customizable laptops with some uh, unique features like custom laser engraving, and of course the shower cobalt firmware. And we support our laptops with Windows and GNU Linux operating systems, or even both at the same time as dual boot. We are privacy and security focused, and we highly value the right to repair and sustainability. And if you would like to know more about our company, you can visit our website, novacustom.com. So today I will give a little insight on the firmware related roadmap. I have some quite exciting news about the Qubes OS support for our laptops. I will also tell something about the HATS firmware variant we have for our laptops. And I have an update about hardware kill switches, which is a feature that we have planned and a lot of people are waiting for. And we have two new exciting products, which are a mini PC and a smartphone. So first, the firmware-related roadmap. For next quarter, we hope to get a very comprehensive firmware update with a lot of exciting new features like EDK2 rebase, not just for the newest models, but also for the older models. And we are hoping to integrate the UEFI capsule updates so that firmware can be easily updated and in a secure way. Intel boot card is something we would like to support for that comprehensive firmware update. Another feature that the shower firmware team has been working on is the sleep and charge ports for the USB. We are also planning to test the laptops with Fedora and to implement quiet boot and fast boot to get a better boot experience. Then there was a little issue with the iGPU models, the TU models, which had not so good performance when it comes to reading and writing small files, which should be fixed in a next release. And of course, there are plenty of other bug fixes, as always, that also will be included for that comprehensive update. And some other features that might be included as well are the ability to disable M.2 SSD. So the list on the right side are the features that we are not sure of that if they will come in a new release. Maybe the shower team themselves can confirm that. Such as another feature that we are working on is the ability to disable the NVIDIA graphics card for the NVIDIA models. And there also will need to be some changes in the firmware when it comes to the hardware kill switch we are working on. The shower ACPI driver is something we would also like to have integrated. And of course, after WUPD LVFS support to easily update the firmware from the Linux operating system. So yeah, now we finally have the shower cobalt plus UEFI for both the 14 and 16-inch model certified for Qubes OS. And this is now not only the case for the UEFI firmware version, but also for the HATS firmware version. That is for the 16-inch model. It has been released in this December last year, and the HATS firmware version for the 14-inch model has been released today. So this will be available for purchase starting from tomorrow. So yeah, then I have an update about our hardware kill switches that we are working on. So the hardware kill switch is a privacy feature which cuts off the power and signal of the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, and for the camera. So there are two switches. They are separated, like one for the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, one for the camera and microphone module. So you don't need to rely any longer on the operating system to disable these, or even on the firmware. So this would require a modification on the laptop's case, but if purchased from us, like when purchasing a new laptop, this would be done by us, of course. The hardware kill switch feature has been dropped for the NV41, which is sad news for device owners of this model. And the reason for that is that we no longer have stock of this model, and we would really like to introduce them for our new models, of course, which are the V54 and V56 series. We had originally planned this for Q3 2024, but unfortunately we had a lot of, well, not only a lot of different priorities, but also a lot of things that didn't work out as we hoped. So who knows when it comes exactly? Of course, I can't say. I can promise for this quarter, but I would need to break that promise again. It really highly depends on the progress of our hardware developers. So yeah, one exciting new product that we are going to introduce is a mini PC, which is called the NUC box. And of course, we would also like to have the shower cupboard on this mini PC. These will have the same processor options as the current laptop models, which are the Ultra 5 12.5H processor or the Ultra 7 15.5H processor. It features 3 times USB-A port, 2 times USB-C port, 2 Ethernet ports at 2.5 gigabits, which is actually more than on our laptops. Then there's one Thunderbolt, one USB-C port with Thunderbolt support, and it also has 2 PCIe 4 SSDs. Then there's also a old but gold SATA slot, and of course this mini PC would be delivered with a Visa mount. And if feasible, we would really like to get Qubes OS certification for such a mini PC as well, but let's see if that's feasible. And another new product that we are going to introduce hopefully this summer is a new smartphone that is based on a German company called Swift, and it features a Qualcomm high-end processor with a 6.67-inch Full HD Plus AMOLED screen display. It has 12 gigabytes of RAM, and you have 2 storage options, either 256 or 512 gigabytes of storage, which can then be extended up to 2 terabytes with a micro SD card. From the software side, it will have Qubes OS, which is a privacy-focused and security-focused operating system. It will have micro G, which in fact brings the Google service to a very minimum. Then it will also have Tor browser and 2 app stores, which are Android and Aurora Store. Of course, we would also like to have the possibility to remove the cameras in case you would not need them. Maybe only the front camera, or maybe even only the back camera. This smartphone will feature hardware kill switches already for the for the radios and for the cameras. And optionally, we can deliver this smartphone once it's launched with an optional privacy screen, and it comes with a bumper case with options to get a custom logo on it. Of course, by default, it will have a NovaCustom logo, but as we offer with our laptops, we will also offer the customization of the logo for this smartphone. It will be waterproof IP66 certified, and it is e-waste positive thanks to the Closing the Loop project. And here is a slide where you can see that it is a modular, and that is good for repairability. So it will also come with a micro screwdriver to easily swap components, and the battery is even easily swappable. So yeah, that was what was it about the new features and our plans for the new future. As always, I would like to take this opportunity to engage everyone. Let's be active even more than now is the case already in the shower users issues GitHub repo, because the more you the more active you are on this platform, the more bugs can be resolved by the team and also be discovered. And to discuss, you could use our forum, novacustom.com/forum, and to chat on firmware-related things. You can also use the chat of the shower group, which I've linked here. So yeah, that was it. Thank you all for your attention.
Thank you, SL. Thanks for that presentation. Regarding the LVFS FWPD, I also agree this should happen. Of course, I guess we are very happy that we continue our cooperation. So thank you very much for that. We essentially have some commitments. So yeah, that's a very good thing. And then thanks to that, we can have better plans. We can have establish better roadmap. And let's be honest, this should be our kind of dream for having reasonably stable roadmap. And I guess that's typically thing that you work with Maciej about. So I guess on that roadmap, we can definitely on I don't know, maybe in Q2 or Q3, depending on the priorities, put the FWPD LVFS update. Because right now, we have DTS, but yeah, I guess the blocker for FWPD LVFS update is capsule update. So first of all, we need capsule update. And then when we have capsule update, we can go into LVFS FWPD. And that would be cool. The one thing that I'm kind of concerned, or I don't know what to do with this, is essentially expanding policy of the HSI and how Linux Foundation and FWPD project deal with that. Because you know that HSI specification, so what's the extension of that? Hardware Security Index? I don't know, or something like that. HSI is essentially the number which saying how secure your device is, but there are some assumptions. So for example, you are secure when you have management engine configured as Intel wants. If you have a management engine disabled, then you suddenly not secure according to HSI. So which I completely disagree, which is completely completely weird thing for me. But essentially that was what the project agreed with Eclipsing people, with Alex Matrosov. And I think this is something we could influence. On the other side, Richard Hughes saying he don't have time to manage this specification. So if he don't have time, then it does not improve. But what is why I'm saying this is concerning, because I recently found that SHIM, SHIM, which is responsible for continuing chain of trust from the UEFI secure boot to the operating through grab or whatever bootloader we have to the operating system, Shim will have some indication, and there is like plan for having some indication about some HSI related flags. So suddenly a distribution will show through Shim how secure is your laptop, or like how secure is your device.
Yeah,
Like,
there are a lot of questions from our customers who say, "Hey, I am buying a laptop that is supposed to be secure, and then I go to like the settings screen, and you have this FWUPD based like report of different security features, and they say like, oh, these are not included. For example, you have one is the suspend, the S3 suspend. It is, and then it says like failed, like if it would be a serious security breach if if S3 suspend is not supported. And I think like, is it that?
The opposite. You shouldn't support S3 because it's less secure than S0 idle state.
No. Like, Mitchell, like you making claims that the zero is less, like is more secure. I don't know. Like,
according to HSI, of course, not according to
HSI.
me.
Okay. I thought that you.
No. I'm just explaining the rules, which are like followed in the HSI.
But
Also,
you can see that we need more lobbing power. Like we need more lobbing power on FWPD. Maybe the next Dashar user group. I just writing this down as my homework. Maybe I should invite Richard here, and like kind of let's have a chat with him and say like, Richard, like, or maybe have a presentation saying, okay, this doesn't make sense. Like this, where is this going?
The HSI test for management engine needs a little bit of clarification here, because it's not about the insecurity of having ME disabled. It's just because the FWPD cannot access the management engine status when it is disabled. That's the main problem, why it cannot assess its configuration, right? So it doesn't necessarily mean that it is insecure, right? You just need to teach FWPD how to access the management engine status without the management engine device being present in the system, which is of course doable.
Maybe we can fix it, but then the first is if the blocker will not be some assumptions from the HSI specification. But anyway, like we have one last minute. I don't know if you have any questions. Yeah, really cool to see a smartphone with replaceable battery, expandable. Yeah, I also agree. I will have hard time, really. Like at some point, I will have to switch my phone. I have graphene on Pixel 6, so it's already old. So I really thinking about that. But on the other side, I am kind of like, between those two sides, graphene or Calyx, and I know there is some tension. I don't want to go into that. Let's leave it for the VPAP. But I have this like, both sides feeling. Thank you very much. I have some additional questions. However, as they are unrelated, I will make sure. Yeah, Moriel, thank you very much that you're not putting unrelated questions here. Yeah. I guess we don't have any additional questions. Jan, do we have you here in the lower level?
Yeah. Hi.
Hi, Jan. Yeah.
Sorry, I've got one very quick question. When you said the hardware kill switches, is there any reason why you group the camera and the microphone together in one switch?
Yeah, well, just for convenience reason, would you mind to give me a situation in which you would like to disable the camera, but not the microphone, or the other way around?
Well, I mean, a scenario like this where I'm only speaking, and I don't need a camera on.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we didn't think about the situation about this specific situation. I'm not sure if it's even possible to change the hardware design in like right now.
Are they an integrated device then, or something?
It's like an addition to the current hardware. It's yeah. So it's like a module that is an addition to.
Yeah, I guess we already eating Jan's slot, so I don't want to do
Okay.
this.
Sorry.
Yeah. So we can get back to that later, and I think anyway, Wessel, it would be great to have much better documentation about. I already see a question on the Dasharo developers VPAP matrix. So if you can take care of this one by chat, Wessel, it would be great on the Dasharo developers VPAP matrix. Yeah.